Is about 6 a.m. now, and if you are inside and you're enjoying the AC, you will be a little surprised maybe when you open that door. That humidity is strong this morning.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, June 24th.
Happy Monday. We hope you had a wonderful weekend, and we're just preparing for a hot week.
That's right. First full week of summer this year, and Mike Osterhage is standing by with a look at how hot things could get. So we had that Alberto come through, drop some rain around here in the last, which was nice. Any repeat in store?
No, nothing. They're trying to get a couple little things maybe down in the Caribbean, but not anything in the short term, unfortunately. So it was nice that we had all that rain from Alberto. Now some of the moisture in the ground is still adding the humidity factor. So it's kind of a give and take. I'll take we'll take the rain and helping to green things up a little bit more, but we do have to deal with some of the humidity. But then again, it's also summer around here. I mean, we're not seeing anything too awfully far from normal as far as high temperatures. Beautiful view of the skyline downtown. There's smokestacks over there at the quarry, and we have temperatures right now 79 degrees. Now the normal low is 74. So yeah, low temperatures are still hanging up there because of all the humidity that's out there. We've got these dew points. They're getting up into the 74, 75 degree range. So that's kind of that wet towel sort of humidity when you step outside this morning. We do have mostly clear skies, a couple of clouds hanging around here. Bit of a heat index to deal with as of right now, and that will be something that we do have to deal with all week long. The heat index readings are going to be what it feels like up in the low hundreds. Mold is on the high side. The updated count comes out in a couple of hours. Temperatures throughout the morning. We'll make it up to 88, close to 90 by noon, and one or two clouds hanging around here, a lot of sunshine. There is a very small chance for a stray shower, especially down along the coast and on the coastal plain with that sea breeze. In situations like this, it's really tough to get those to move any further inland. If one or two does, that's going to be fantastic. I wouldn't count on it at all. Just a lot of sunshine, a lot of heat, and a lot of humidity. Weekend forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ. So we had lights earlier.
Yes, and you know what? You were going a lot of humidity, a lot of traffic too right now to start our work week here. As we start off here at 35 northbound at Weidner Road, and you know what? I was looking at the camera a little while ago, a couple minutes ago, and it looks like they've actually cleared out some of the construction further north on 35, but we are still seeing some pretty good delays right here on the northbound lanes of 35 at Weidner. So again, this construction basically extending all the way from 1604 and I-35 down to the Weidner Road area, to the O'Connor area, and likely to the 410 area. As we take a look at our map here, and we are seeing traffic move through the Live Oak area much better than what was the case at least 15 minutes or so ago, but still seeing some pretty good backups on 35 northbound if you're about to head out on the northeast side of town. Basically, I think all that rain yesterday kind of delayed some of the construction, so that is definitely back in a big way. Good news here, 90 in both directions. Looks like we are moving things along a lot better here as we get set for our 6 o'clock hour. 90 at 36th Street. We saw some pretty major delays over there over the past 10-15 minutes or so, but we are seeing traffic move through that area, so that's good news for our drivers on the west side of town. We will keep an eye on things on the roads and let you know more details as we get them. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, RJ. Well, this weekend marked 1 year since the death of Melissa Perez, a San Antonio woman shot and killed by police during a mental health crisis.
Well, the next court hearing for these officers that is set for this Thursday, June 27th.
All three officers were indefinitely suspended, but their attorneys confirmed to KSAT they have all appealed. So Sergeant Alfred Flores, Officer Alizar Alejandro, and Officer Nathaniel Villalobos were charged with murder in connection to Perez's death last summer. But one attorney says the civil cases are on hold until the criminal cases play out. It is rare for law enforcement officers to be charged with murder in San Antonio. At the end of last year, Alejandro and Flores were indicted for murder. Villalobos was indicted on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon by a public servant.
So what has been done in the past year to prevent deaths like Bettis's? Doug Beach is the executive director of the Greater San Antonio National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI. He says some people say that they're hesitant to call the police when someone they love needs help. The city says it's trying to change that. And the San Antonio Police Department Mental Health Unit and the city's SA Core program respond to most mental health emergencies. The Core units send mental health trained officers, paramedics, and licensed mental health clinicians. And the program just started offering 24/7 services.
They're moving in the right direction. Mental health needs to be part of a lot of conversations.
Now, advocates also want us to talk about mental health more, so there's less of a stigma. If you or a loved one needs mental health support, we have a list of resources on our website. That's ksat.com.
Now to new details on a story we've been following closely. Car dealerships across North America still facing major disruptions because of a cyber attack, including here in San Antonio. CDK Global, a company that provides software for thousands of auto dealers in the U.S. and Canada, was hit by back-to-back cyber attacks last week. We spoke to April and Sarah here in San Antonio about how they are being impacted.
We're actually able to get some of the information from little bits of different software. So we're doing some of that. We're doing some handwriting.
And Sarah says it's having a big impact on their employees and their customers.
Well, as we just mentioned, this is just a small part of a much bigger cyber attack.
As ABC's Allison Kosick tells us, it's caused major disruptions at dealerships nationwide over the past week.
This morning, a nearly week-old cyber outage is plaguing car dealerships across the U.S. and Canada, many sharing their feelings about it online.
It's been an absolute disaster for a lot of dealerships. If you need parts at a body shop to fix a car, guess what you can't get right now? Parts to fix a car.
CDK Global, a major player in the auto sales industry, was hit by back-to-back cyber attacks last Wednesday, crippling business at roughly 15,000 auto dealerships. The company provides the software that handles a range of dealership functions.
Significant because, once again, these cyber criminals have managed to attack essentially a supply chain industry.
Several major auto companies, including Ford, Stellantis, and GM, confirm the hack is not just disrupting car maintenance and repairs. It's left thousands of dealers unable to process appointments or complete sales transactions, some turning to pen and paper. For prospective car buyers, it may mean delays with no immediate end in sight.
These criminals know that if they're able to take down a software company like CDK, they take down the critical operations at these auto dealerships. And so by doing this, they figure the chances of getting paid are much larger.
In a statement, CDK saying it promptly launched an investigation, adding, "We have begun the restoration process. It will take several days to complete." Earlier this year, a ransomware group disrupted payment and claims processing for United Health's Change Healthcare. It was reported they ultimately paid the ransom, about $22 million.
Everyone needs to be vigilant, and people are fooled to giving up their information. And that is very, very dangerous. And that's what most likely happened here, and certainly happened with United Healthcare.
As for the CDK cyber attacks, it's unclear at this point what, if any, consumer information has been compromised. Bloomberg is reporting the hackers are demanding tens of millions of dollars in ransom to restore operations, and that CDK intends to pay it, though discussions are subject to change. Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
And we are now 4 days away from the first debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. And both candidates are preparing in two completely different ways. Well, President Biden and his team spent the weekend at Camp David with former Chief of Staff Ron Klain heading up debate prep, and former President Trump spent his weekend on the campaign trail. Thursday's debate will be a lot different from the last time the two candidates met back in 2020. The debate will be moderated by and shown by CNN. There will not be an audience, and microphones will only be turned on for candidates when it's their turn to speak. Both candidates will meet again for another debate on September 10th, and it will be shown live right here on KSAT 12.
KSAT is your home for election coverage now through election season. Scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Vote 2024 page, where you can find everything you need to know about local and national races. Right now, 6:08, 79 degrees.
Well, after the break, we're going to hear from Bernie champion sophomore Elizabeth Leachman in an exclusive interview, what she's saying about her experience at the U.S. Olympic trials.
Good for her. And outside with live cam on the early Monday morning, quite a few clouds out there, but don't worry, it's not stormy or showery out there. Just, as we said, morning clouds. We'll be back.
Well, welcome back. We are 32 days away from the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics.
That's right. And closer to home, Bernie champion long distance runner Elizabeth Leachman was the only high schooler who ran the 5,000 meter race at the U.S. track and field trials on Friday. The 16-year-old finished 26th overall in the two heats, but didn't qualify for the final. However, she made a lot of great impressions. KSAT's Mary Rominger caught up with her yesterday in an exclusive interview.
I just learned a lot about different racing styles. That was definitely more of a strategic race than a fast race. I think our first mile was like a whole minute slower than the last mile. And so I think that I just came away with a lot of lessons about kind of learning to race flexibly and strategically. And yeah, not all races are going to look the same way.
You can see the complete interview with Elizabeth Leachman by Mary Rominger on the sports page of KSAT.com.
That is awesome. And she's only a sophomore.
Oh, yeah. We're not done hearing her name.
No. Very impressive. So impressive. Well, time now 6:14 and getting some more company on the roadways.
We are. Here's RJ with an update.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Yeah, Elizabeth, she was the youngest participant there at the trials. And I think her final time was like over 16 minutes, 16:20. Which it's about 12 and a half laps. So that's still pretty good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that is impressive stuff. Yeah, we will definitely see her. She will be a force to be reckoned with. All right, guys, traffic here looking pretty good throughout many parts of the city. 98 Nogalitos, traffic moving pretty well both directions there. 90 Loop 410 on the west side of town. We are seeing traffic move through this area pretty well there. 35 at Brooklyn. Same situation as we get a look at some of our other TransGuide traffic cameras in the San Antonio area. I want to give you an update real quick. Northbound, especially northeast side, it looks like they're starting to clear out that construction, so traffic on 35 north moving pretty good in that area, and also west side of town 90 traffic is moving pretty well in both directions there. All right, outbound traffic times, if you are headed out to any parts of the outer parts, San Antonio, Castroville is looking about 20 minutes, 25 minutes if you're headed northwest side out there to Bernie. What about our inbound traffic times? We have pretty good times here as well if you're coming up from Bulverde to David Sears. I'm looking at you here, 19 minutes there, 20 minutes if you're coming in from Castroville, and for all of our folks on the south sides of town, 24 minutes if you're coming in from Pleasanton, and also 31 minutes if you're coming in from the Floresville area. One more quick look at our TransGuide traffic cameras, and things have actually settled in during this 6 o'clock hour, so if you're about to step outside, right now might be a good time to do so, y'all.
That is true.
Yep, definitely.
A good time to step out and be inside a car with AC.
But if you go from AC outside with this kind of humidity, I mean, glasses can fog up, real easily. So, yeah, it's pretty darn humid out there. Now, some of this is still left over from the rain we had last week, so really nothing to complain about. I mean, because that was great to see, and I think I have to cut my grass again, which I'm not complaining about that. So, take a look at this picture, though. This is absolutely fantastic. Of course, we had the full moon over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
And and caught it right there. Right behind the Strawberry Moon, coming up from behind the Basilica, the National Shrine of the Little Flower. Perfect timing on that one.
Impressive.
Absolutely gorgeous. And by the way, the new moon is going to be in just over a week on the 5th. So for fireworks shows and all that stuff, we're not going to have a big bright moon out there. So may make fireworks displays a lot more vivid this year. But yeah, great picture there. Thank you very much for that one, Mr. McClellan. All right, a couple of clouds are now showing up. As you can see, the sun is thinking about coming up, so things have lightened up considerably. And right there's the smokestacks of the quarry in downtown over there. Nice morning. We'll get rid of a lot of these clouds later on today. Now, we do have, this is a live look at Authority radar, and we do have a few of these sea breeze showers that are pushing on in here, not quite to Cuero. Most everything is going to be confined down here along the coast, which is what computer models are indicating. But there there's a chance one or two of those might try to work their way in a little bit further to the northeast as the day rolls on. Doubtful, though. Most everything is going to be confined down here to the southeast. And like I said, a couple of clouds hanging around here. So in other words, yeah, there's a chance for rain southeast. Don't get excited about it, though. And up to the northwest, don't get excited about any rain chances. Going into from the weekend in toward the 4th, we are wanting to lean toward having slightly above normal temperatures now, which is the case today. And that could even take into account, 1 or 2 degrees above normal. So that's really not bad. Perhaps a little bit more than normal precipitation. That would take into account maybe a couple of showers this upcoming weekend. And then we get into the first full week of July. And there are, again, indications that we're going to be slightly on the warm side of things and then also on the dry side of things, which is not great. Here's the high, which is sitting basically right on top of us right now, just far enough off to the west to allow again, a little bit of that sea breeze to come on in here. And then this starts to work its way back off to the east a little bit as the week rolls on, I should say. We may have a stray little shower trying to come on in here around this clockwise rotation as we go in toward Friday as well as the weekend. But then, as you saw by the Long Range Climate Prediction Center, that this thing is going to start to sort of just park right here. The usual parking spot for summertime with it being over the southeast United States. Now, with it just far enough up to the north of us, then it raises the opportunity that it won't be just, plunked down right here. So if something were to develop in the Gulf, it could come in here. But right now, it's not looking like anything is going to be developing down there. Little waves, obviously, the Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on things, but nothing as of right now. Mid-90s for high temperatures all the way through the week. So, yes, slightly above normal readings, but not anything too outrageous. Of course, we'll have the humidity to deal with. Low temperatures in the mid and leaning toward upper 70s. So we're still on the above normal side for the low temperatures. Good indication, a lot of humidity out there. And then we have that small chance for a stray shower. 1 or 2 of them. Again, coastal plain today, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But overall, we're going out on the hot side and pretty much the dry side throughout the rest of June. I can't believe July is already 1 week from today.
June actually went by fast.
I know.
Very fast.
So is the year so far.
Yes, I agree, Mike.
That happens when we get older.
Especially in our last week for some of us.
True. Good point.
Super fast.
This went by very quickly. 6:20, 79 degrees.
Well, just ahead, a behind-the-scenes look at a new undercover sting operation by Washington, D.C. police to catch porch pirates red-handed. That's next in your GMA First Look.
Depression is a journey. I'd made some progress on my antidepressant, had some daily wins in reducing my symptoms, but I was still masking my depression. So I talked to my doctor. She told me I could build on my wins without changing my antidepressant.
Rexulti, when added to an antidepressant, significantly reduced depression symptoms more than an antidepressant alone.
And less depression, that's a win.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells. Unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Keep moving forward. Ask your doctor about Rexulti.
Depression is a journey.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive, taking on porch pirates.
All right, package is dropped. We're good.
We're riding along with members of Washington, D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department as they work with community members, leaving packages equipped with AirTags in high-crime areas with the hopes of reducing thefts.
Has it improved any of your relationships with people in the community?
Absolutely. And it opens up so many doors for so many more things to flow. They'll call us about all types of other different problems that are going on. So it really is kind of a bridge to the community to get the conversation flowing.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll show you how this undercover operation works and why it's already resulted in a 17% reduction in porch pirate thefts. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
In your morning consumer headlines, Apple exploring new AI partnerships. The Wall Street Journal reports Apple is talking with Meta and other AI companies to boost its recently announced Apple Intelligence features. Apple's already partnered with the makers of ChatGPT.
Well, X has announced it will soon start charging for live streaming. Prices start at $3 a month, and only premium subscribers will be able to go live. So this makes X the only major platform to charge for live streaming.
And Spotify is launching a plan that's so basic at $10.99 per month, just $1 less than premium. This new plan offers ad-free music but drops the 15 monthly hours of audiobook listening. Move comes after the company raised prices on its premium tier to $11.99 a month.
Well, if you're traveling for the 4th of July next week, about 6 million Texans will be hitting the road as well. So let's take a look ahead to help you plan your trip. So first up, AAA says roads are going to be congested from Thursday, July 4th, all the way to next Sunday. So to beat the traffic, they recommend that you hit the road early in the morning to avoid peak traffic around 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is Thursday, the 4th. Now, the price for gas is also looking better than last year's price of $3.14 a gallon, so you'll have more cash to spend on things like food and other activities once you get where you're going.
Of course, you could always stay local for the 4th of July. There'll be plenty to do in the Alamo City and across South Texas to celebrate. We're talking parades, we're talking music, and of course, fireworks. City of San Antonio's 4th of July celebration at Woodlawn Lake will be open to the public from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. on July 4th. For a full list of 4th of July celebrations in our area, head on over to KSAT.com. And of note, if you're doing summer travel in the next week or so, the TSA says we are breaking records this summer. So again, leave yourself plenty of time to get to the airport and get settled in.
Yeah, good advice for a busy season. Time now 6:26 and 79 degrees for now.
Yes, let's see how the roads are looking right now. And the sun is up at Highway 90 and Military Drive. There's 10 at the Y near downtown. And RJ Marquez is scanning the cameras and talking to his friends at TransGuide and all sorts of stuff over there. I mean, he's like an octopus. We'll be right back. Outside with live cam. First full week of summer. We've got some sun out there and a mix of clouds. Very, very humid.
And I think first full week of consistent heat as well.
That's true.
Well, I mean, in a while. Time now, 6:30. Thank you guys for joining us this morning.
It is Monday. It is June 24th. Thanks for starting your morning with us. It is the last week on the air for the KSAT retirees, so we hope you enjoy us all week long, especially for all of our newscasts. Going to be a special day on Friday. T-shirts? What do they say?
I don't know. We'll think of something.
Okay. We've got all week to think
something
about.
that can show on air. But anyway, first full week of summer. And guess what? It's going to feel like summer. So, you know, with temperatures that are, we are on the well above normal side for the mornings. We've got a few clouds out there. As you can see, sun is trying to peek over the horizon. And we've got plenty of humidity. We also have a couple of stray little sea breeze showers down here along the coast. This one is trying to work its way in there toward Cuero, but sort of fizzling on out. And this is pretty much going to be the situation throughout the day. We're going to have just, little scattered ones down here along the coastal plain. One or two are going to try and make it further inland, but really, really doubtful. As far as the heat index right now, it feels like 81, 80 at Randolph. Same thing, Port SA, Seguin, and Bandera. And add basically 20 to these numbers. That's what it's going to feel like later on today. 20, maybe 25, getting up into the low hundreds as far as the heat index. So we'll be dealing with that all week long. Mold is on the high side at 2450. Of course, the updated count comes out in a couple of hours. Sunny, hot, humid. A shower to southeast and mid-90s. Not that far from normal the rest of the week. But again, the humidity is definitely going to be something we notice out there. Heat index, again, low hundreds approaching 105. Weekend, not much changes. Still hot and humid. Maybe just a stray shower here or there. But unfortunately, I wouldn't get really excited about any rain chances over the course of the next week. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, still got some problems out there?
All right, Mike. Yeah, things are looking pretty good if you're about to step outside right now. And yeah, you definitely feel that heat kind of gets right on you, especially if you step outside. As we take a look, 35 at O'Connor, traffic moving pretty well, both directions right there. We've seen a lot of overnight construction slowing things down in that area, but we have starting to see things clear out there as we take a look at 37 and Pecan Valley on the southeast side of town. 37 out of Houston, a little bit closer to the downtown area. A couple different things now popping up on the TxDOT website, including a stalled vehicle, Loop 410 West right there at Bandera Road. So this is going to be for all of our drivers coming in from the Callahan area, Evers area, and also the Babcock Road area along 410. Keep that in mind. You might run into a little bit of delays, but our map's indicating that we are seeing traffic move through there pretty well at this time. Stalled vehicle also being reported I-10 West at Hildebrand Avenue. This is going to be for all of our drivers headed out of the downtown area in the Woodlawn Lake area. May run into a little bit of delays if you're headed up to Fresno and West Avenue as you get closer to I-10 and 410. But everything else looking pretty good. Again, we've cleared out some of that major overnight construction. No major accidents to let you know about right now. Just a couple of those incidents there north and northwest of downtown San Antonio. Stephanie, Mark, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Well, family and friends are honoring the life of a man who was one of 3 people killed in a shooting and car crash last week. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identified 3 as 27-year-old Ariel Martinez, 31-year-old Jonathan Medrano, and 37-year-old Roy Alderete. Now, Alderete was sitting by a ditch on the side of the road when he was hit by a car and pinned underneath it after the driver and passenger were shot and killed. His brother, John Alderete, tells KSAT that it is unimaginable loss, and since Roy was his last living brother.
I ask that you let him fly. Allow us to mourn this time.
Yes.
But bring us back to peace.
Surely through every struggle there is relief, and if this is a way to bring people together, at least that's something that I can say that his death wasn't in vain.
San Antonio Police Department is still working to investigate the shooting and does not currently have any suspects. The family says they just want the person responsible to come forward.
Construction waste is a huge issue just in general, and so any little bit that we can do to help to divert some of that from the landfill is really important.
A new San Antonio program is hoping to reduce, reuse, and recycle construction waste in our landfill.
Well, in 2022, City Council started requiring certain demolition projects to be deconstructed instead of demolished.
Our Patty Santos has been tracking this ordinance and joined us now live here in the studio to tell us how things are going so far. Good morning, Patty.
Hey, good morning. Hopefully you can hear me this time.
Yeah.
It is called circular economy, and the idea that things can be shared, repaired, refurbished, or recycled to extend the life of that material.
This might be an old home, but the materials that make it are still solid and strong.
Because it is that old growth lumber, and so it's much stronger wood in general. Each of these doors were
Shannon Miller, director of the Office of Historic Preservation, oversees the city's deconstruction and circular economy program. First started in 2022, the city has already collected about 25,000 pounds of high-end quality material from historic homes that could have ended up in the landfill.
One historic building may come down, but that material can be used to extend the life of other historic buildings.
So far, the city has used that wood on community projects, affordable housing, and rehab projects.
And that is really intended to prevent this high-quality material from going to the landfill.
The city is also working with UTSA architecture students to find new ways to use it.
And that's really about reuse and reimagining and doing as much as we can with material before it ends its life. And that helps us reduce, as a community, our dependence on new material, and also helps us manage what's going into the waste stream.
And the material that's been collected is used by the city of San Antonio, and it is not for general use, but it is a concept of recycling and reusing that they want to eventually grow all over our community. Mark, Steph?
Thank you, Patty. Happening today, the San Antonio Independent School District will vote on the budget for the next school year. School leaders say they're facing some tough decisions. In a statement, SAISD said decreasing enrollment and dwindling state funds are two of the reasons the district is having difficult conversation about its budget. This budget cycle comes after the district made a decision last fall to close 15 of its schools next school year.
Well, also happening today, the San Antonio Police Department is offering high school students a chance to learn more about the agency during a summer camp. Well, students ages 14 to 18 who sign up will meet with officers and detectives from different San Antonio Police Department units, such as SWAT. Now, the website says that the SAPD summer camp is, quote, intended for those who have an open mind and are willing to have some fun. The camp starts today and will run through Wednesday.
The no-kill animal shelter in Converse says they need help and that construction is putting the facility and the animals there at risk. Crews have been working to expand Rocket Lane for nearly 2 years. That's right in front of Judson High School. The Converse Animal Shelter says it's impacted donations and especially adoptions. And a quick burst of rain last week actually caused some flooding.
It flooded our entire front entrance. We had to wade through water. We put down a ramp, and even that wasn't enough.
Now, Collazo says the shelter wants to know what the city is doing to prevent flooding there in Converse. He says they haven't been able to get answers. KSAT reached out to Converse Mayor Al Suarez 3 times, but so far we have not heard back.
And right now on KSAT.com, the saying, beauty has no age, is proving true. 71-year-old Marista Tejo from East El Paso is the oldest contestant to ever compete for Miss Texas USA. Now, Tejo grew up on a farm and developed a passion for fitness at a young age. And although she didn't win, she said on her Instagram that she was excited to compete and hoped it would, quote, inspire women to strive to be their best physical and mental self and believe there is beauty at any age.
And new here in San Antonio, if you're a fan of Japanese culture, you may want to check out, I believe it's Daiso. The store is now open in the Alamo Ranch area. Large crowds of people camped out in front of its grand opening over the weekend. The Japanese-inspired store has home decor, stationery, food, beauty products, and lots more. And people are very excited to have them here in town.
It should have been here sooner for sure, but hey, we're happy now, and hopefully other things follow suit as well.
You can read more about this story on KSAT.com. Just look for it on our homepage.
And time now is 6:39 and 79 degrees for now.
Just ahead, NBA Draft Night coming up fast for the Spurs, who they could be targeting and how you can watch it live right here on KSAT 12.
Welcome back at 6:43. We have some late breaking news on the city's south side. Now, San Antonio firefighters are working to figure out what sparked a house fire on West Dixon Avenue. So that is near Southwest Military Drive. And our photojournalist Santiago Esparza is out there right now gathering information at the scene. We're going to have more on this later this morning as it becomes available. And Saturday was the 1-year anniversary of the Spurs drafting Victor Wembanyama.
Yes, and it was one of those moments where you definitely remember exactly where you were once the call was made. In fact, Wemby actually tweeted out, Stephanie, happy 1-year anniversary at Spurs. So now we are just a few days away from finding out who will be suiting up this season to play alongside Victor Wembanyama for the 24-25 season. And you can find out live right here on KSAT 12. Yes, the draft being a 2-day event this year. The first round is Wednesday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and it's live on KSAT 12. Cannot say that enough. The Spurs are expected to target several of the top players here between Kentucky guard Reed Sheppard, one of my personal favorites there, French forward Zachary Rissache. If we draft him, we're all gonna have to start learning some French because Wemby Rissache, yes. And UConn guard Stephon Castle, who's actually definitely moving up the draft boards there. So the second round is Thursday from the ESPN studios in Manhattan. We've got live reports starting from Larry Ramirez and our photojournalist Mark Mendez. That's going to be taking place tomorrow. So make sure to join us live from Brooklyn as we cover this year's NBA draft.
Well, out in Omaha, Texas A&M entered Game 2 of the College World Series final with Tennessee just one win away from their first ever baseball national title. Now, after clinging to a one-run lead for most of the game, Tennessee took the lead at the top of the 7th inning with a huge home run and never looked back. Well, the Volunteers win 4-1, forcing a winner take all. So Game 3, again, is tonight at 6 p.m. And the time now is 6:46, and the roads look okay from this angle. Let's check back with RJ.
Yeah, definitely, Stephanie, as we take a look at some of our TransGuide traffic cameras, and of course, a lot of Texas A&M alums in this area pulling for the Aggies. That has been a cool series. Both those teams, basically the two best teams in college baseball this year. As we take a look at 90 and 36th Street traffic moving along pretty well both directions there, despite some overnight construction. 151 Loop 410, same situation there as well on the west side of town. So we have a couple of things we want to let you know about. Stall right here being reported 410 westbound at Bandera Road for all of our drivers coming in from the Evers area, making their way southbound, or I could say west, down to Ingram Road. As we take a look, another stalled vehicle being reported I-10 west at Hildebrand Avenue for all of our drivers that are in the Woodlawn Lake area, maybe headed out to 410 and I-10, but looks like traffic is moving along that area. Seen a couple of things pop up here on our map, and this is going to be right there, 410 at Roosevelt Avenue. We have a stalled vehicle being reported there, and a little bit further up 410, we have another stall being reported right there at Rigsby and 410 South. So it's been very busy along 410 for the most part throughout our entire morning. As we take one more look here at TransGuide traffic cameras, I-10 at Foster Road, 35 right there at Main downtown area. But guys, traffic is looking pretty good for the most part out there.
I think I heard the stat yesterday. Tennessee hadn't lost since like March or something like that.
Yeah, Tennessee's been the number one team throughout the entire season, but A&M's been right there. They've gone toe-to-toe.
And that game Saturday, I mean, A&M played good.
Really good.
And Tennessee stunk on Saturday. But then,
well, maybe they felt bad about it and came back Sunday.
When that guy jacked that home run yesterday, man, that was a shot. So
no looking
for all
back.
the marbles.
That's going to be a good game tonight. So, all right, yesterday, beautiful weather, great day too. Jump out of an airplane, something I never thought I would do over there at Skydive Castroville. Big shout out to those folks. And that is my new best friend, Adam, right there. Yep, I did a tandem skydive, kind of a little bucket list item. So, and yes, we are upside down because we jumped out of the plane and he did a quick little 360 before popping the parachute there. Surreal experience. And I'll tell you what, I thought that I was going to be very, very nervous into it. These guys are, so calming.
Really?
If you've ever thought about it, and then this gentleman right there, and his buddies that were up there with me. So, and you can see one of them right there.
Yeah, I was looking at that in the background. Super cool experience.
But yeah, it was very. So if you've ever been thinking about it, go do it. So. Yeah.
You're brave. You're a brave man.
10,000 feet, Mike?
We jumped at about 10,000 feet. Man, so all of us packed in that plane. They open up the door, and you're kind of like, "Oh, Nelly."
Yeah. Was there any turning back?
No.
No.
Well, but no. Literally, it was such a calming, relaxing experience with those guys.
Oh,
so.
I'm glad.
And you pop the chute, and it's really noisy, and then all of a sudden it's like, poof, dead quiet.
Quiet.
And you just carry on a conversation and look at the ground and everything. So anyway,
nice.
And we didn't have a cloud in the sky yesterday. Got a few of them hanging out there as of right now. We got a couple of little sea breeze showers. Notice how this one kind of works its way in and then it's just sort of fizzling out. One or two more of those along the coast right there. And that's what models are indicating today. We'll have the sea breeze showers coming in here along the coastal plain as is kind of typical. If anything makes it further inland, consider yourself kind of lucky, but doubtful. If you do get one of these showers, especially over there, maybe around Hallettsville, LaGrange, could have a decent downpour just because we've got so much moisture in the atmosphere, but that's pretty much about it. And around the country, they're finally getting a break from the heat up there to the northeast. And now look at this big clockwise rotation right here. That's the high that's plunked down right on top of us. And that's what is, just giving us, I hate to use the word typical, but typical summertime weather. Temperatures, the normal high right now is 93. So we're going to be a couple of degrees above that. Really not anything too outrageously high as far as temperatures are concerned, but we'll have all that humidity to deal with. That's helping to keep low temperatures on the warmer side in the mid, kind of leaning toward upper 70s. A lot of morning clouds, some afternoon sunshine. That 10% chance for a coastal sea breeze shower today. Maybe a little bit better chance for a shower Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I would not get excited about it as we finish up. I think we're going to be finishing up the month of June, definitely on the dry side. So Mark did not leave.
No.
Believe it or not, he's helping to cook breakfast for us.
Yes, he was nice enough to volunteer to cook our GMSA farewell lunch. So he will see him back here at 9, but he is busy in the kitchen. He has the apron on and everything.
About time. No.
Mike, we'll be visiting with him in a little while. Right now it's 6:51 and 79 degrees for now. Well, let's look out there with a live cam. A humid start to your day, so just prepare for that as you open your door when you're sitting in your AC. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. It is 6:54. We are continuing with late breaking news on the city's south side. Now, San Antonio fire crews are working to figure out what sparked a house fire on West Dixon Avenue. That is near Southwest Military Drive. So our photojournalist Santiago Esparza is out there right now. He's gathering information at the scene. And we have learned so far from the battalion chief that the fire started in the garage of the home. A woman inside the home was alerted to the fire by her dog, who woke her up. She was not harmed, but another puppy was found dead inside the garage. Now, the cause of the fire is not known at this time. And it's 6:55, so let's go ahead and check back with RJ and see how the roads are looking.
All right, 70, yes, traffic is looking pretty good if you're about to step outside right now as we give you one more quick look here at our TransGuide traffic cameras. 35 Weidner Road, traffic moving along there. 35 at O'Connor, good news for our drivers on the northeast side of town. Let's take a look at our citywide map. Still dealing with a couple of smaller incidents across our area. 410 Bandera, we have a stalled vehicle there. I-10 at Hildebrand, that's going to be the westbound lanes of I-10, have a stalled vehicle right there. And then east side of town, we're looking at I-10 about Rigsby Avenue right there, and then 410 at Roosevelt Avenue. Still seeing some activity in that area. KSAT is now also reporting a stalled vehicle being reported on the southwest side over at 410 and Palo Alto Road. So 410 getting the brunt of the action this morning. Mike?
Couple of clouds hanging around here. Grab your sunglasses, however, and make sure the air conditioning works. We do have a couple of stray little sea breeze showers. There may be one or two of them along the coast later on today. Feels like 80 degrees. Might as well add about 20 to that. High temperature is going to be in the mid-90s, but with the humidity, it's going to feel much warmer.
Well, again, another reminder that Mark is in the kitchen.
I'm hungry for brisket.
Cooking. Yeah, we're all going to join him, but you'll see him back here on GMSA at 9.